until he starts to get the flack that R. Kelly gets for grooming a 14-year-old girl, I'm never gonna support it.
See the time. I can't. I can't go back. I can't go back and like we can't use today's rules of back then. But he did get the parents' permission,
Does that make it okay?
and he was in the military.
He's in the military and he's in his early 20s.
But he did get the parents' permission. I mean, I can't. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly was just like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Well, he kind of got the kids' permission too, but he ain't handling his business right.
He legally, R. Kelly married this woman. So legally, this is legally my wife. So if anybody,
I don't think the parents knew though that like the document was forged. So it's those things that like okay, you're like a real predator. But I think he got the parents' permission. Those times back then were just different. He got the parents' permission. She moved out. She, you know what I'm saying? She came out here. She's not even a U.S. citizen. She wasn't even a U.S. citizen.
where they from?
I think shit, it was like German. Yeah.
Oh, she German. I know that.
He got put in the draft and shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and this is after World War II.
Okay.
So yeah, this is Germany, and then brought her over here with the parents' permission.
Was he? He was already famous, some semi at this point though. Correct.
Yeah, but it was his. It was his manager that low key like put him in the draft.
That's not uncommon though, because I know Mickey Mantle fought a few other like the draft was a real thing.
Yeah, but to keep him under contract,
It's fucked up.
he kind of like low key threw him in the draft
That's fucked up.
on some whatever the fuck he was able to do.
But on as far as this subject goes, if I'm already semi-famous, what's the difference between us holding R. Kelly to the standard where you're a grown man and you're famous, you can have any woman you want, and saying, well, Elvis was overseas.
I think R. Kelly, the way he went about it was real predatory, and he used his power to do what he did. At that time, I know Elvis wasn't a global superstar. That was the reason.
R. Kelly wasn't either. A global superstar?
Come on, man.
When the league came out,
Man.
that was 94. R. Kelly wasn't a global superstar in 94.
I'm talking about, but he got away with that. I'm talking about when the rest of this shit started to happen, he was a global superstar.
When the rest of it happened, yes.
Elvis wasn't. He was trying to be, and his manager wouldn't let him. So basically, his fucking his bubble was, nigga, some of the U.S. and you gonna stay in Las Vegas. The intel in his career was in here,
Yeah.
purposely.
I get that.
So he wasn't known. He was just a regular nigga back then.
I ain't rolling. You're a 20-some-odd-year-old man. Why are you not?
He was 24.
Why are you not dating 20-some-odd-year-old women?
The times were. If we was to see, R. Kelly was real predatory with it. I think using your power, your power and your influence over someone underage, you deserve to die. But the times back then, I can't take the rules that apply today back then, because otherwise everybody back then would be canceled.
It's a bunch.
Everybody.
a bunch of pieces of shit. I get that. So
Take all the Playboy clothes out of the fucking out of the stores.
Okay. Okay. That don't bother me at all.
Until it's black people.
No. Look,
The same thing happened back then with Chuck Berry and Jerry Lee Lewis. Chuck Berry had the pissing thing, and then Jerry Lee Lewis married his 14-year-old cousin.
terrible.
Jesus.
That's terrible.
Think
Who
about
was
it
the
again.
who was the director that married his wife's stepdaughter?
Woody Allen?
Woody Allen.
Woody
Yeah, he
Allen.
married his
Piece of
stepdaughter.
shit.
Jesus.
Roman Polanski, that was the 70s. He can't even come back to the U.S. if he's still alive.
He's not coming back here.
So Elvis wasn't that far removed from the fact that like this is gross. But he's not that far removed. And to say a 24-year-old man is courting an immigrant, not only is this not not only is this a 14-year-old girl, you mailed her home.
Parents' permission.
Okay, that makes you even more of a predator. I mean, or just as much of a predator, because if they're mailing their daughter across the seas, we don't know what he's doing and why.
It's hard for me to Ooh, and this is going to sound kind of crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say that.
No, man, say it. We want to hear it.
Because I'm putting myself back in that time.
Okay.
I'm putting myself back in that time, and I feel like if you didn't use your power and or influence, I don't think you was a predator for that time.
Okay.
Now, if you have those thoughts, absolutely, but the rules change.
Okay. So R. Kelly started dealing with Aaliyah because he was in the studio with her. Right. It's not like I met this girl online and I started dealing with this is somebody I'm working close with hand in hand. Do you feel like he used his power and influence to spark a relationship with Aaliyah, or this is just something that happened organically because I'm working with this young girl in the studio every day?
I feel like that was he was on some predatory shit.
Okay. So,
But also, I do want to preface it by saying he wasn't the only one.
he was not
Now
the
that
only
this,
one.
you know, what I mean, I know, people are protective over her story, but I do not feel like he was the only one
Absolutely, he
that
wasn't.
was dealing with her at a young age.
Absolutely, I don't believe so either. Also,
And I can't seem to understand why people continuously let Timbaland off the hook he keeps saying like I had dreams of.
yes, he did, and she wasn't too much older when Dame Dash started fucking with
No,
her.
Jay-Z had her first. And
Both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a bunch of niggas that was predatory around Aaliyah. Back to the white man.
I wonder if that's one of the reasons that like they was like beefing so hard during that time.
Probably. I believe so. I believe so. I believe that played an integral part in the breakup of Rockefeller.
No, I'm talking about when R. Kelly and Jay-Z was going at it. Remember when they did the tour?
I doubt it. They did 2 albums together. If that was the case, that would have came out on the first tour, I would believe. Because by the time the first album dropped, she had already passed away.
Okay.
So
I
yeah,
didn't care for either one.
back to the white man.
Yeah. I'm listening.
Do you feel like the promise of a better life in America, is power or influence
Shit.
for an immigrant girl? Like,
I don't know. The backstory is, but I could see how someone could use that.
what? It's mail order
Yeah.
price. You know, I mean, that's what, from my understanding, the military discourages people that have served overseas from using that any of them like Ancestry.coms or 23andMe's because they know it's a bunch of kids over there that belong to military men that if it came out, they like the U.S. military is now on the hook for. So it's a lot of the promise of a better life in America or with Americans. Absolutely, that's a thing then. It's a thing now. You think if third world countries had the resources that we have, that passport bros would be a thing? That wouldn't exist.
What is Passport Bros?
Niggas who fly overseas and
Do they thing overseas?
yeah,
Got you. Okay.
no. Shout out to the homie. shout out to the, we have one. Shout out to.
Oh, nigga, that's your whole boy. I don't even know what he's talking about, but it's like it should be your
I'm
homeboy.
scared.
We just talked about it last 2 weeks ago.
I'm low key scared.
One of the homies went overseas and got his passport bro on. We funded
Oh,
it. We funded it. We funded it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
We helped them. We're accomplices.
Give me a guess.
So fly. We helped fund it.
That's crazy. Yeah. Hey, man, look. As long as, yeah.
Do you think that would be a thing if the promise of like American dollars and American life wasn't like that's still a dream to other people? So yeah, take our 14-year-old daughter so she can have a better life than we can provide her here in Germany.
You ain't gotta go that far, nigga. Mexico.
Facts.
Mexico, absolutely. Any country like that. America is still the promised land for a lot of people.
It was definitely sex trafficking.
Yeah. So you this 24-year-old American man, take her. We don't gotta know you're a famous superstar. Just the fact that you're a man and you going back to America we're gonna send our 14.
But I don't
He
know.
was famous at the time, but I don't think he
Oh
had
yeah, I
worldwide
don't know if
exposure.
he was like the famous
He was
superstar,
famous,
as
like-
you
Just,
call it.
I'm saying power. Like
He had a hit.
that's still power. Like you could have walked if we know that American military man is looking to take one of us back to America, you have your pick.
Right.
Yeah, your pick. So that's still power. It may not be fame as power, but it's like the promise of a better life in America. That's still power.
But I mean, I don't know, man. A lot of people over there don't really like the American way of living. So, I mean,
But in the
I
time
don't
of
know.
war, they did that a lot. Even when you talk about the Vietnamese when they was going over there
What?
with Vietnam, like
What?
they did that a lot.
Where you think Rudy Hachimura came from? What?
That was definitely a thing.
Nigga went to Vietnam and got his rocks off. What are we talking about?